came with performing in a new place. But of course, it was only a matter of time before my mean girl got seriously involved. When I lived in London, I was attending up to 7 castings and auditions per day and booking about 10% of them. Pretty great stats, as any performer will tell you. Every time I walked out of a casting and didn't get the gig, I tried to take the sensible route and remind myself that there wasn't anything wrong with me. It's not you. They just were looking for a blonde or someone who is taller or had blue eyes. Nevertheless, it still hurt. In an industry where rejection is par for the course, you learn to develop a pretty thick skin. But even then, there's only so much you can take before it starts to eat away at you. After years of existing in this strange world of cattle calls and unexplained no's, I started to succumb more and more to the doubting thoughts inside me. I began to truly believe that I wasn't skinny enough, pretty enough, good enough, smart enough, whatever enough. And you can probably guess what began to happen next. Operation Self-Destruction. Throughout my career and life, I witnessed so many women look in the mirror and call themselves fat and ugly. Even the models and dancers who exemplified what movies, TV, and magazines told us real beauty was would still pinch the non-existent fat on their thighs and screw up their faces in disgust. They would microscopically analyze every inch of their bodies and every pore on their faces, while calling themselves the most awful names you can imagine. Thinking back, it breaks my heart. Because if all those girls could see was imaginary flaws, how then could we expect anyone else to be happy in their own skin? Being immersed in this environment planted a similar seed in my mind. Maybe I'm fat too. Maybe I'm not pretty enough either. Maybe I'm a worthless piece of crap as well. From there, things escalated pretty quickly. I developed disordered eating habits which I would battle for 4 years. I took up all sorts of unhealthy partying and binge drinking to distract myself from hunger and from the turmoil growing inside me. I threw myself into work in an obsessive and destructive way, and I surrounded myself with relationships that weren't serving me, and I wasn't serving them either. I also experienced my very first heartbreak. Up until then, I'd always had nice boyfriends, very lovely, kind, and caring. This one, on the other hand, was, well, less than stellar. After a couple of years with him, I found out he was cheating on me. Being cheated on was awful, to say the least. I had never felt such heartache in all my life. The pain was excruciating. It felt like someone had ripped out my heart and 50 people were stomping on it while wearing 6-inch stilettos. I was devastated, and I begged him to take me back, a telltale sign of the state of my self-esteem. But he didn't want me. Who could blame him? Within a week, I got scarily thin. I couldn't eat, sleep, or even work. All I did was lie in bed and cry. I couldn't stop thinking about it. About him. I sat in suffering and hosted one giant pity party for myself. Nothing could lift my mood. My usual go-to fallbacks, chocolate and vino, were suddenly unappealing, and even a tempting night out on the town couldn't snap me out of it. As well as nursing a broken heart, I also had to deal with the fact that my visa was about to expire, meaning I had to leave London, the place I had fallen deeply in love with, and move back home to Australia. My ex and I had planned to apply for a de facto visa together so that I could stay in the country, and now that was out the window. I had to pack up my life, leave everything behind, my friends, my thriving career, the awesome pay, and head deep into the dark woods of the unknown. The Australian dance industry is pretty sleepy compared to